The chasm, a place shrouded in mystery, sealed off for centuries, and filled with echoes of battle long forgotten. What seemed like a simple exploration soon turned into a journey through twisted space, fading memories, and the lingering will of heroes from 500 years ago. Alongside Yanfei, Ito, Shinobu, Yelan, and Xiao, we venture deep into this labyrinth, facing illusion, uncovering truth, and searching for a way out. But beyond puzzle and battles, this story is about remembrance of the yaksha, of the sacrifice, and of the unshakable bond between mortals and adepti. So, let's retrace the step of this unforgettable journey through perilous trail. The name suggests, this first mission introduced us to some unexpected faces, 5 of them to be exact. First up is Yanfei. When we arrive at the chasm, we find her wandering alone. She admits it's her first time there, and asks us to keep it a secret before heading deeper inside. Not long after, Ito shows up, and he's not alone. With him is the cute Kunoichi we're meeting for the very first time, Uki Shinobu. She is the deputy leader of the Arataki gang, the one who keeps everything together despite how chaotic her boss can be. She comes from a family of the Shrine Maidens, is Miyuki's younger sister, and even is her talent recognized by Kujo Sara. Basically, she's amazing. She is in Liyue to pick up her graduation certificate, since she studied law as an exchange student. The only reason she could not grab it earlier was because of the Shokaku decree. Unfortunately, her timing could not be worse. She came here with Ito, suddenly managed to get tangled up with the guards and almost arrested. Luckily, Yanfei stepped in to help them out. Because of that, Ito decides he wants to repay Yanfei's kindness, but she rejects his offer. Naturally, he ends up following her anyway, and that's how all of them end up here. As we go deeper, Yanfei mentions she found an old book about a wheel. According to it, someone had lost a magical device, the fantastic compass, and wanted it retrieved. Just as she explained this, we suddenly hear a mysterious voice. Enter our next guest, Yelan. She is elegant, sharp, and has that cool, teasing tone in her voice. Yanfei introduced her as someone from the Ministry of Civil Affairs, currently monitoring the chasm. Yanfei even negotiated with her to join us, offering just a cup of tea in exchange, but things take a turn when Ito and Shinobu return. Yelan, who doesn't know their background, tells them to leave the area. Ito, of course, takes it as an insult. The argument quickly escalates, and even though Shinobu tried to defuse the situation, Ito refused to back down. Yelan gives him a final warning, but instead of calming down, Ito gets fired up for a fight. Just as tension peaks, the ground beneath us collapses, sending everyone tumbling deeper into the chasm. By the way, if they fall, I bet my money on Yelan. Luckily, everyone survived the fall. While Yelan scouts the area for an exit, Yanfei explained more about her client's will. The fantastic compass was meant to be passed on to someone ambitious. But that person vanished into the chasm and never returned. That's why Yanfei is determined to fulfill her client's wish. Yelan eventually returned, saying she has found a domain entrance, possibly another sealed-off area that was never documented. Yanfei noticed the ancient Liyue mountain rocks around it and realized it's extremely old. And then the final unexpected guest makes his appearance, Xiao. He descends, drowned by the disturbance, warns us to stay back, and disappears just as quickly as he arrived. With no other choice, the group enters the domain. This domain puzzle is pretty fun. It looked complex at first, but it's actually simple. You just rotate the mechanism. Watching the floating platform spin around is a kinda of hilarious, honestly. After clearing the puzzle and defeating the final enemy, the exit finally appears. But instead of escaping, the group somewhere end up back at the starting point. Ito, of course, immediately blamed in on some kind of evil yokai. He even tried using his summoning jutsu by calling out Ushi to dispel the demon, but no luck. Yanfei investigates and realizes the ceiling above them is now sealed, something that was open before. Meanwhile, Shinobu prepares some roasted lavender melon for everyone. cute, smart, calm, and can cook, she basically perfect waifu. As for Yelan, she does her own thing, slipping away to scout the area, but still does not find any exit. The traveler even tries calling for Xiao's help, but nothing happened. That just makes the traveler even more suspicious of this strange place. And so, with everyone doing their own thing, an entire day passed while they still stuck inside the domain. To Paimon, it feels like they were being stuck for 20 days. That sparks a realization. Ito, Yanfei, and Shinobu notice something strange. Time feels distorted, and ever since they've been trapped inside, none of them have feel hungry, thirsty, or even tired. That's when Yelan called everyone over. She's discovered a hidden path cloaked by illusory magic, leading to yet another domain entrance. Inside, another puzzle awaits. This time, you need to step on the correct symbol on the side platform, matching them with the main platform, while adjusting the lightsaber to shine on those symbols. Do this 4 times, one of each direction, and after every solution, a mysterious voice echoes through the chamber. Eventually, the voice reveals itself as Xiao, but only as an illusion. He warns the group again to leave, then disappears. At the domain's end, the group jumps down a water-filled hole and land in the front of Strange's omnibus door. This door doesn't just open, it reveals hidden truth about whoever dare to step through. For Ito, it shows his fear of being a bad influence on others, with bowls of beans scattered around. For Shinobu, it reflects her mother's wish for her to abandon her path, become a shrine maiden. For Yanfei, it projects a petty civil dispute, exactly the kind of trivial matter that frustrates her most. Yelan, however, refused to step in at all, since it could expose top secret information. From this, we learn she actually worked under Ningguang. And finally, the traveler enters, only to be engulfed by the same darkness of the abyss that once took her siblings. A terrifying yet strangely beautiful sight. Though their body aren't affected by hunger or fatigue, the group realize their mind are. This domain prey on their weakness. They retreat to camp to regroup and plan. Later, Yanfei pulls the traveler aside. She theorizes this strange area is chaotic space, where either their bodies are suspended or time itself has stopped. But then, why could they can hear Xiao's voice? Unless, of course, it wasn't part of the domain's trick. Maybe Xiao's presence broke through because their space intersect with his. If the domains try to deceive them with imagination, then maybe imagination can be their weapon too. With the talk, the traveler focused on Xiao's voice, follow it, and they manage to find another intersection. They call out to him, and despite his own struggle, Xiao pushed through the warp and finally joins them. Badly wounded, Xiao sits down to rest, eyes closed. The traveler quietly wonders, can Yaksa even dream? Meanwhile, the traveler, Yanfei, and Yelan continue talking. Yelan eventually shares her true goals, uncovering the truth behind the monster invasion of Khaenri'ah 500 years ago. Back then, under Rex Lapis' commands, soldiers fought at the chasm's front line against vicious beasts, but sometimes, or someone, distract the monster and lured them away. Yelan revealed that her ancestors were there, but they returned in a broken, madness state. Ever since, uncovering the truth behind that tragedy has been her mission. After a much-needed rest, Xiao finally opened up. He explained that he's been searching for his missing brother-in-arms, Busasius, a leader of the 5 Yaksa. Rumors say that a nameless Yaksa fought here 500 years ago, and Xiao believed that was him, the very figure he's been clashing with inside this domain. Xiao's testimony about the chaotic nature of this space confirmed Yanfei's theory. The domain isn't just trapping them, it's actively trying to consume their soul. Xiao then proposed a desperate solution. He'll use up all his power to send the group back to the surface, even it means being left behind. Naturally, everyone refused, especially Yelan. To her, it feels too familiar. It reminds her of her comrade who once sacrificed his life to save her. While the group argue, Ushi overheard and tells Ito. And in true Ito fashion, he changes it with his own plan. Simply punch open a path and avoid any sacrifice.
Have a taste of this! Whew, okay, so I didn't tear the whole place down. But check it out, new path. If you need a hero, I'm the man for the job.
Should have seen this coming.
He succeeds, but in doing so, he burned all his strengths, leaving Shinobu behind to care for him. The path Ito created lead the rest of the group to another domain. The first area is breathtaking. You can see a massive fantastic compass in the distance. Yanfei point out that this must be the legendary device mentioned in her client's will. They also encounter treasure holder, reflection of Yanfei's past, since she forged them days earlier. The puzzle here involves smaller compass embedded in the ground. When you rotate their needles, the giant compass shifts, opening new space to explore. In the second area, the group reunited with Yelan and face off against Fatwi's soldier, but strikes born from lingering memory. Another compass puzzle appears here, but is blocked by a tree. The tree backtrack to the first area, cut down the small tree there, then return to the second area, so the large compass can shift again, unlocking new path forward. The third area is the most intense. Here, Xiao is locked in combat with none other than Bosasius, but this isn't comrade he once knew. This is broken, madness version of him, recreated by a domain. It reflects the Yaksa descent into self-destruction as he fought wave after wave of monsters centuries ago. Realizing this is only an illusion of Bosasius, the group presses forward. Before reaching the final area, we gather note left by Million Soldier. It mentions Boyang, Yelan's ancestor, who fought alongside Bosasius during the Chasm battle. But the note leave their fate uncertain, whether they die, vanish, or remain trapped here. Finally, in the last space, the reflex show in the traveler connection to the abyss.
It's getting darker. It's...
Ether, wait!
Here, they uncover the fantastic compass. When Yelan unlock it, they discover another note, this time written by Boyang himself. He recounts how he and Bosasius fight side by side, discover the monster weakness, and lured them into the depth to be sealed by the compass. He entrusts the sealing ritual to himself and the Yaksa, while his younger brother, Rao Zhao, aided from outside. In his final word, Boyang admits his mind was fracturing. He saw vision of his wife and children, illusion of a family he never seen again. Yet he took comfort in believing that Rao Zhao survived. Sadly, Yelan confirmed the truth. Rao Zhao did survive, but returned insane, scared by the Yaksa's karma.
I've had enough of this place! Let me out!
What was that?
I got it!
With the compass before them, Yanfei recalled the book's instruction. It required the combined power of mortal and adepti to activate. With no other option, the group gathered together, preparing for what comes next. Yanfei presented her plan. By combining the power of adepti and human, they can fully activate the fantastic compass. With its power, they can reverse the seal and finally escape this space. But Yelan raised one last concern. This domain is built on warped space, fractured time, and lingering memory, all from 500 years ago. If they escapes, time will resume its flow, and the compass will likely vanish with it. Still, the choice is clear. It's time to act.
Stars align, bestow your light, evil purged by thunder's might. Spirit curbed, pneuma surge, by dictum divine, heed these words. Do as I command!
Aha! The fantastic compass is an amplifier. Maintain this energy level, and we may stand a chance.
I will maintain the energy flow.
Understood.
Everyone, stand back.
I shall hold the line by sealing the surface.
As Yakshas, we must fight for this world. General Elatus, falling in!
Watch out!
This trip may be dangerous, yet you insist on going.
I have guarded this place for several hundred years. Only to seek the nameless Yaksha do I request your approval.
You can't keep this up. Your strength won't last.
And so, with everyone's effort, the group finally make it out. Envy takes charge, leading Ito, Shinobu, and Ushi back to Liyue Harbor, promising them a proper meal for all their help. And the Traveler and Paimon say their goodbyes. Yelan departs next. Before leaving, she checks to ensuring nothing else has gone wrong. To her, questions remain unanswered. Where did space come from? And why had no one knows about it until now? With that, she head off to file her reports. That leave only Xiao and the Traveler. Near Pervase's temple, Xiao finally opens his heart. Not knowing Bosashiu's fate had always weighed on him, but now he can face the truth. He wondered aloud, are Yaksha valiant warrior? Perhaps being to protect others isn't such a bad thing, but Paimon and the Traveler remind him he's never alone. There will always be someone willing to stand by his side. Xiao admits he often assumed the worst, burdening others in the process. Even Zhongli, who quietly stepped in to support him. At last, Xiao says he can feel the remnants of the Bosasius memory fading away. With a small, genuine smile, he lays the wake to rest. He agrees with the Traveler. Those who die defending Liyue are heroes.
Menogias, where have you been?
Brother Yaksha, you're confused again. I've told you countless times, I am Boyoung, a thaumaturge who fought with you in the chasm.
Boyoung? Boyoung? You are Boyoung, but who am I?
Believe me, I want to know as much as you do. Here we are, the two who agreed to stay here together, and I can't even call you by your name. It's a shame.
Stay here? No, you have to leave.
Nonsense, Brother Yaksha. We're down here for good now. Don't you remember? It's too late to have regrets. The seal can't be broken.
The seal. Ah, yes. I'm a Yaksha who came here to fight.
Brother, are you okay?
Look at the state of me. I don't think I've got long now.
We're the only two left. Don't go dying on me. You know, today I saw my family down here. Clear as day. What do you think? Am I losing my mind now too?
Boyoung, do you want to go home?
I made my decision to leave Zhongzhao up on the surface. I obviously... Of course I want to go home.
I must have family too.
You mean brothers and sisters? I'm sure you do.
Brothers and sisters. Yes, but who am I? And where is my family?
Brother! What's wrong? Hang in there. It's just you and me, don't die before me.
Alatus, is that you?
Who's Alatus? Your memory's going again.
I'm sorry. You all have to see me in this state.
Brother!
Look, there's someone over there.
Who are they?
They're my... I remember now. I know you. My brothers and sisters have come for me, Boyoung.
You're awake? At least tell me your name.
Brother Bosatius.
Hey, Bosatius. Bosatius.
I am Bosatius, and my destiny is to make the ultimate sacrifice.
After everything at the chasm, Paimon suggests a walk through Liyue Harbor to clear our heads. She also wondered if we should talk to someone about all that happened. As a fate would have it, we ran into Zhongli. He's in the middle of conversation with Iron Tongue Tian, the storyteller, who is trying to buy an archaic stone from him. Tian explained how Zhongli often listened to his tales, sometimes praising them, other time pointing out historical inaccuracy. To Tian, Zhongli is both the perfect audience and hard-set critic. Knowledgeable, yet a bit too grounded in fact. This time, Tian wants Zhongli's stone to serve as a memento for one of his stories. But Zhongli gently declined, pointing out that missing artifact with tales might distort history. Instead, Tian offers something else, his bride's folding fan, adorned with the image of the dragon soaring freely across the skies. To him, it symbolizes imagination unbound, and he gives us one as a thanks for being his listeners. When Tian's leave, Paimon takes the chance to ask Zhongli the real question. Was he at the chasm? Was it truly him who helped us and Xiao's escape? Zhongli, in his usual way, neither confirm nor deny. He only looks the sky, reflecting with talk of that fan's craftsmanship. Finally, he said that as a mortal now, he doesn't dwell on the past. What matters is the present, traveling the world and cherishing fleeting moments. Like the dragon painted on the fan, free to roam and soar, Zhongli chooses to keep moving forward. And with that, our journey at the chasm truly comes to the end. This quest leaves us with yet another tease about the tragedy of Kandria 500 years ago. Why did they strike at the chasm in particular? Was it simply a path to reach Liyue? Or was there something hidden deep with this tunnel that they desperately sought, especially now, after learning that this distorted space has existed before who knows how long? The mystery only deepens. Hopefully, this unanswered question will connect to the bigger story in the future. What really stood out for me was the tale of the 5 Yaksa. Their legacy feels both heroic and tragic, and I love to see more about them, especially the 2 female Yaksa we only hear brief mention of. On the lighter side, I really enjoyed the introduction of Shinobu and Yelan. Both of them bring fresh perspective and dynamic to the group, and I can't wait to see more Shinobu in her hangout event or dive into Yelan's own story quest. Admit, this quest did have some very long and sometimes confusing dialogue, which actually reflect the puzzle, like the nature of the space itself, disorienting and layered, much like the memories we uncovered. But overall, it was solid, memorable chapter, a decent quest that blended mystery, history, and the character moment together, leaving me curious about what yet to come. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Genshin Impact.